The city of Salerno must be the happiest city in Serie A right now. That is, besides the red side of Milano. Salernitana, the football club based in Salerno, have just pulled off the greatest escape of the season. A team bound to relegation at the beginning of the season fought back and conquered the last spot that ensures survival in this season's Serie A campaign. To understand why this achievement is so great, we need to go back to the beginning. The club was originally founded as Unione Sportiva Salernitana in 1919. In 1978, the club was renamed to Salernitana Sport. They have spent the majority of their history in the Serie B and Serie C levels of Italian football, the second and the third league respectively. In 2005, the club went bankrupt but was restarted by Antonio Lombardi, changing the name from Salernitana Sport to Salernitana Calcio 1919. In 2011, the club was expelled from Italian football. The club was bought by Marco Mezzaroma and his brother-in-law Claudio Lotito in 2011, following the reinstatement in the Italian football pyramid in Serie D, the fourth league of Italian football. Claudio Lotito also owned Lazio Roma at the time. In July 2012, the club was renamed to US Salernitana 1919 and in the 2012-2013 season won promotion to the Lega Pro Prima Divisione. Finally, Salernitana won their group in the third league and won promotion to Serie B in 2014-2015. After several seasons in Serie B, the club won promotion to Serie A in the 2020-2021 season under the management of Fabrizio Castori, finishing second behind champions Empoli. The transfer period of the club was business as usual except for one transfer, Franck Ribéry. The Frenchman was expected to return to Bayern München after a spell with Fiorentina, but he decided to remain in Serie A with Salernitana. The club was expected to be modest in the 2021-2022 campaign, but by match day 18 it seemed to be too modest. Earning just 8 points from 18 games landed them the last spot in the table. In the summer, the Italian Federation admitted Salernitana in Serie A based on Claudio Lotito selling the club. No club owner should own more than one team in the same league according to the Serie A rules. By December 2021, the club still did not find a buyer and the clock was ticking, as the deadline for complying to the rule was New Year's Eve. No buyer found by then would have meant the expel of Salernitana from Serie A mid-season. The ghosts of 2011 were coming back. Funny enough, the club supporters were begging the federation to kick them out. They would rather be, in their own words, in the middle of nowhere than to be part of Claudio Lotito's portfolio in Serie A. However, right before the last ticking of the clock on New Year's Eve, businessman Danilo Iervolino saved the club from eviction. Danilo Iervolino's first move was to appoint a new sporting director, and that was Walter Sabatini. He brought Federico Fazio from Roma for free, Ivan Radovanovic from Genoa for free, Venezia's right-back Pasquale Mazzocchi on loan, Emil Bohinen from CSKA Moscow on loan, Torino's Simone Verdi on loan, and Ederson from Corinthians for 6.5 million euros. But, besides the win against Hellas Verona, Salernitana's form did not really improve that much. By matchday 23, they were still bottom of the league with 13 points, and by matchday 27, they earned 3 more points. A change was needed, and Davide Nicola was brought in as the new manager. Back in 2016-2017 season, as manager of newly promoted Crotone, Davide Nicola promised to ride a bike from Crotone to Torino if Crotone survived the relegation. The club had 9 points mid-season and by some miraculous performances, Crotone saved themselves from relegation on the final day. And of course, Davide Nicola did ride the bike from Crotone to Torino after such a remarkable feat. Come matchday 33, and Salernitana were just 3 points behind the last survival spot. I Granata drew against Atalanta and the gap reduced to only 2 points. The Seahorses' win against Venezia saw them jump out of the relegation zone. 3 matches remained and the impossible started to look possible. 2 draws later and Salernitana were just 1 point above the relegation zone. Matchday 38 came and first blood was drew. Genoa got relegated after a 1-0 loss against Bologna, and the fight remained between Salernitana and Cagliari, who both played at the same time. I Granata had to take on Udinese, while Cagliari had a seemingly easier task against Venezia. The game started, and Udinese ripped to pieces Salernitana's chances of getting something out of the match and possibly their chances of survival. 3-0 was the score at halftime, but Cagliari were not playing better either. Even if they were losing, the Seahorses were staying up as long as Cagliari were not scoring. The games went on and Udinese continued, 4-0 in the 57th minute. The stage was set for Cagliari. They needed one goal and they would stay up. The 90th minute came for both matches and the referees showed the added time. Both games were excruciatingly getting on, the added time seemingly without an end. The 97th minute came and Salernitana had their game ended, 4-0 loss, and their hopes were clinging now on relegated Venezia. Still 1 minute to be played in their match and Cagliari needed only one goal. One goal would have been enough. But no, mission failed for Castedu. Pure joy for Salernitana. From the Cinderella of Serie A to begging the federation for eviction to the greatest escape of the season. I Granata ensured survival in a seemingly impossible situation and the manager, Davide Nicola, did it again. First with Crotone and now with Salernitana. As seen, the club brought in several good players in the winter transfer window and they are present in the game as well. Franck Ribéry and Lys Mousset were already in, together with Milan Djuric. The squad has been improved in all areas of the pitch and you need to ensure only that a good cohesion is achieved. You get to start off having 3 million euros as transfer budget and no wage budget available. To make the most of the budget available, it would be best to bring in a few more players on loan should you feel the need of covering the squad. But keep in mind that the league registration rules require a maximum of 25 players per each team. The projection of the club doesn't look too good, but given that there is no debt, you could improve the financial situation season after season, provided that you keep the club up. The first season is going to be a hard one, in which each fail to gain points is going to hit the players' morale and the club atmosphere overall. You need to make sure you keep the dressing room together and motivated. A way to keep the good morale of the players is to praise them each week, after each training session. Go into the training and then the individual section, you need to praise everyone who had the training rating over 7.55 and criticize everyone who had a rating lower than 7. This would ensure the morale improves week over week. Another part to pay very much attention is the tactic side. A counter-attacking tactic would work with a team touted to get relegated. Most of the teams in the league are going to play against you and thinking they should win, so you need to hold on for dear life and hit them on the counter as many times as possible. Masterminding what Salernitana managed to do in real life is a matter of determination, skill and luck. The determination and the skill you already have in the game. Luck is going to come as long as you pay attention to all details. Focus on the team at hand, not on the future of the club. In case you wish to see the opposite of Salernitana's story and get a feel of a club tumbling, make sure to watch this video next. I'm Alex and I thank you for watching today's video. Until next time, dear audience, stay safe, relax and have fun.